Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back. We're going to continue on with our Logions. This last section of the book, the Logions, are shorter, and there are no commentary notes or additional explanation for the Logions, which I actually appreciate, because if these words are indeed coming directly from Jesus, I really feel a commentary or further explanation is really the author sort of putting their own interpretation on it, which I really would like to stay away from, because everybody is going to read and interpret these in their own way. Kind of like when a priest gives the gospel in a mass and then they explain the gospel, they're explaining it based off of their way of thinking, their interpretation, or perhaps what they were taught. I'm not sure how they go about deciding how to explain if there are certain things that they have to kind of follow, or if they're allowed to kind of give their own interpretation without worrying about what they may be putting out there. And still, even when they put their own interpretation out there, the people in the congregation may look at it differently as far as what they may be hearing. We can all hear the same words and at the same time hear something differently, kind of like we all observe the same thing, but also observe it differently. So we left off at Logion 24 is where we're going to pick up. His disciples said to him, "Show us the place where you are, since it is necessary for us to seek it." He said to them, "Whoever has ears, let him hear. There is light within a man of light, and he lights up the whole world. If he does not shine, he is darkness." Logion 26, Jesus said, "You see the mote in your brother's eye, but you do not see the beam in your own eye. When you cast the beam out of your own eye, then you will see clearly to cast the mote from your brother's eye." 27, Jesus said, "If you do not fast as regards the world, you will not find the kingdom. If you do not observe the Sabbath as a Sabbath, you will not see the Father." Logion 30, Jesus said, "Where there are three gods, they are gods. Where there are two or one, I am with him." Number 31, Jesus said, "No prophet is accepted in his own village. No physician heals those who know him." Number 32, Jesus said, "A city being built on a high mountain and fortified cannot fall, nor can it be hidden." Logion 33, Jesus said, "Preach from your housetops that which you will hear in your ear. For no one lights a lamp and puts it under a bushel, nor does he put it in a hidden place, but rather he sets it on a lampstand, so that everyone who enters and leaves will see its light." Logion 34, Jesus said, "If a blind man leads a blind man, they will both fall into a pit." Number 35, Jesus said, "It is not possible for anyone to enter the house of a strong man and take it by force unless he binds his hands. Then he will be able to ransack his house." Number 36, Jesus said, "Do not be concerned from morning until evening and from evening until morning about what you will wear." 37, his disciples said, "When will you become revealed to us, and when shall we see you?" Jesus said, "When you disrobe without being ashamed and take up your garments and place them under your feet like little children and tread on them, then will you see the Son of the Living One, and you will not be afraid." Logion 40, Jesus said, "A grapevine has been planted outside of the Father, but being unsound, it will be pulled up by its roots and destroyed." 41, Jesus said, "Whoever has something in his hand will receive more, and whoever has nothing will be deprived even the little he has." Remember, these are parables. Number 43, his disciples said to him, "Who are you that you should say these things to us?" Jesus said to them, "You do not realize who I am from what I say to you, but you have become like the Jews, for they either love the tree and hate the fruit, or love the fruit and hate the tree." Number 44, Jesus said, "Whoever blasphemies against the Father will be forgiven, and whoever blasphemies against the Son will be forgiven. But whoever blasphemies against the Holy Spirit will not be forgiven either on earth or in heaven. Number 45. Jesus said, "Grapes are not harvested from thorns, nor are figs gathered from thistles, for they do not produce fruit. A good man brings forth good from his storehouse. An evil man brings forth evil things from his evil storehouse, which is in his heart, and says evil things. For out of the abundance of the heart he brings forth evil things." Number 46. Jesus said, "Among those born of women, from Adam until John the Baptist, there is no one so superior to John the Baptist that his eyes should not be lowered before him. Yet I have said, whichever one of you comes to be a child will be acquainted with the kingdom and will become superior to John." Number 47. Jesus said, "It is impossible for a man to mount 2 horses or to stretch 2 bows. And it is impossible for a servant to serve 2 masters. Otherwise he will honor the one and treat the other contemptuously. No man drinks old wine and immediately desires to drink new wine. And new wine is not put into old wine skins, lest they burst. Nor is old wine put into a new wine skin, lest it spoil it. An old patch is not sewn onto a new garment, because a tear would result." Number 48. Jesus said, "If 2 make peace with each other in this one house, they will say to the mountain, 'Move away,' and it will move away." Number 49. Jesus said, "Blessed are the solitary and elect, for you will find the kingdom. For you are from it, and to it you will return." Number 51. His disciples said to him, "When will the repose of the dead come about, and when will the new world come?" He said to them, "What you look forward to has already come, but you do not recognize it." Number 52. His disciples said to him, 24 prophets spoke in Israel, and all of them spoke in you." He said to them, "You have omitted the one living in your presence and have spoken only of the dead." Number 53. His disciples said to him, "Is circumcision beneficial or not?" He said to them, "If it were beneficial, their father would beget them already circumcised from their mother. Rather, the true circumcision in spirit has become completely profitable." Number 54, Jesus said, "Blessed are the poor, for yours is the kingdom of heaven." Number 55, Jesus said, "Whoever does not hate his father and his mother cannot become a disciple to me. And whoever does not hate his brothers and sisters and take up his cross in my way will not be worthy of me." And please understand that just because I'm reading these doesn't mean I understand them nor agree with everything. I always have to think things through. Number 56. Jesus said, "Whoever has come to understand the world has found only a corpse. And whoever has found a corpse is superior to the world." Number 57. Jesus said, "The kingdom of the Father is like a man who had good seed. His enemy came by night and sowed weeds among the good seed. The man did not allow them to pull up the weeds. He said to them, 'I am afraid that you will go intending to pull up the weeds and pull up the wheat along with them. For on the day of the harvest, the weeds will be plainly visible, and they will be pulled up and burned." Number 60. They saw a Samaritan carrying a lamb on his way to Judea. He said to his disciples, "That man is round about the lamb." They said to him, "So that he may kill it and eat it." He said to them, "While it is alive, he will not eat it, but only when he has killed it and it has become a corpse." They said to him, "He cannot do so otherwise." He said to them, "You too, look for a place for yourself within repose, lest you become a corpse and be eaten." Then just a quick little one, "I am your disciple." And then another quick little one, they're not numbered. "Therefore I say, if he is destroyed, he will be filled with light. But if he is divided, he will be filled with darkness." Number 62. Jesus said, "It is to those who are worthy of my mysteries that I tell my mysteries. Do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing." Number 64. Jesus said, "A man had received visitors, and when he had prepared the dinner, he sent his servant to invite the guests. He went to the first one and said to him, 'My master invites you.' He said, 'I have claims against some merchants. They are coming to me this evening. I must go and give them my orders. I ask to be excused from the dinner.' He went to another and said to him, 'My master has invited you.' He said to him, 'I have just bought a house and am required for the day. I shall not have any spare time.' He went to another and said to him, 'My master invites you.' He said to him, 'My friend is going to get married, and I am preparing the banquet. I shall not be able to come. I ask to be excused from the dinner.' He went to another and said to him, 'My master invites you.' He said to him, 'I have just bought a farm, and I am on my way to collect the rent. I shall not be able to come. I ask to be excused.' The servant returned and said to his master, 'Those whom you invited to the dinner have asked to be excused.' The master said to his servant, 'Go outside to the streets and bring back those whom you happen to meet, so that they may dine. Businessmen and merchants will not enter the places of my Father, leaving one from offering its fruit.'" Number 66. Jesus said, "Show me the stone which the builders have rejected. That one is the cornerstone." 67. Jesus said, "If one who knows the all still feels a personal deficiency, he is completely deficient. You do not have it within you." Number 71. Jesus said, "I shall destroy this house, and no one will be able to build it." Number 72. A man said to him, "Tell my brothers to divide my father's possessions with me." He said to him, "O man, who has made me a divider?" He turned to his disciples and said to them, "I am not a divider, am I?" Number 73. Jesus said, "The harvest is great, but the laborers are few. Beseech the Lord, therefore, to send out laborers to the harvest." Number 76. Jesus said, "The kingdom of the Father is like a merchant who had a consignment of merchandise and who discovered a pearl. That merchant was shrewd. He sold the merchandise and bought the pearl alone for himself. You too, seek his unfailing and enduring treasure where no moth comes near to devour and no worm destroys." Number 78. Jesus said, "Why have you come out into the desert? To see a reed shaken by the wind? And to see a man clothed in fine garments like your kings and your great men? Upon them are the fine garments, and they are unable to discern the truth." Number 79. A woman from the crowd said to him, "Blessed are the womb which bore you, and the breasts which nourished you." He said to her, "Blessed are those who have heard the word of the Father and have truly kept it. For there will be days when you will say, 'Blessed are the womb which has not conceived, and the breasts which have not given milk.'" Number 80. Jesus said, "He who has recognized the world has found the body, but he who has found the body is superior to the world." Logion 81. Jesus said, "Let him who has grown rich be king, and let him who possesses power renounce it." Number 84. Jesus said, "When you see your likeness, you rejoice. But when you see your images which came into being before you, and which neither die, not become manifest, how much will you have to bear?" Number 85. Jesus said, "Adam came into being from a great power and a great wealth, but he did not become worthy of you. For had he been worthy, he would not have experienced death." Number 86. Jesus said, "The foxes have their holes and the birds have their nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head and rest." Number 87. Jesus said, "Wretched is the body that is dependent upon a body, and wretched is the soul that is dependent on these two." Number 88. Jesus said, "The angels and the prophets will come to you and give to you those things you already have. And you too give them those things which you have, and say to yourselves, 'When will they come and take what is theirs?'" Number 90. Jesus said, Come unto me, for my yoke is easy and my lordship is mild, and you will find repose for yourselves. Number 94. Jesus said, he who seeks will find, and he who knocks will be let in. Number 95. Jesus said, if you have money, do not lend it at interest, but give it to one from whom you will never get it back. Number 96. Jesus said, the kingdom of the Father is like a certain woman. She took a little leaven, concealed it in some dough, and made it into large loaves. Let him who has ears hear. Number 98. Jesus said, the kingdom of the Father is like a certain man who wanted to kill a powerful man. In his own house, he drew his sword and stuck it into a wall in order to find out whether his hand could carry through. Then he slew the powerful man. Number 99. The disciples said to him, your brothers and your mother are standing outside. He said to them, those here who do the will of my Father are my brothers and my mother. It is they who will enter the kingdom of my Father. Number 100. They showed Jesus a gold coin and said to him, Caesar's men demand taxes from us. He said to them, give Caesar what belongs to Caesar, give God what belongs to God, and give me what is mine. Number 102, Jesus said, woe to the Pharisees, for they are like a dog sleeping in the manger of oxen. For neither does he eat, nor does he let the oxen eat. Number 104. They said to Jesus, come, let us pray today, and let us fast. Jesus said, what is the sin that I have committed, or wherein have I been defeated? But when the bridegroom leaves the bridal chamber, then let them fast and pray. 105. Jesus said, he who knows the father and the mother will be called the son of a harlot. 107. Jesus said, the kingdom is like a shepherd who had 100 sheep. One of them, the largest, went astray. He left the 99 sheep and looked for that one until he found it. When he had gone to so much trouble, he said to the sheep, I care for you more than the 99. Number 109. Jesus said, the kingdom is like a man who had a hidden treasure in his field without knowing it. And after he died, he left it to his son. The son did not know about the treasure. He inherited the field and sold it. And the one who bought it went plowing and found the treasure. He began to lend money at interest to whomever he wished. Number 110, Jesus said, whoever finds the world and becomes rich, let him renounce the world. Number 111, Jesus said, the heavens and the earth will be rolled up in your presence, and the one who lives from the living one will not see death. Does not Jesus say, whoever finds himself is superior to the world? Number 112, and I believe this is our last one. Jesus said, woe to the flesh that depends on the soul. Woe to the soul that depends on the flesh. And that is it. There's no information in the back. That's it. I think this was a privately published book. So on the back, it does show what one of the documents looked like. And of course, it's in a very foreign language, Aramaic, I'm assuming. And on the back, it says, among all the astonishing documents accidentally or fatefully unearthed in 1945 near the desert village of Nag Hammadi in Upper Egypt, the Gospel of Thomas has made the greatest impact on our understanding of Christianity. Like the Eastern sages, Yeshua speaks in paradoxical aphorisms that invite us to become conscious of our uncreated origin, of our boundless freedom, even in the midst of the most severe difficulties. Thus we awaken to the absolute reality right in the heart of the ordinary life. All right, well, that completes the Lost Gospel of Thomas. I didn't think we would make it through quite that soon. So yeah, thank you all so very much if you've been joining me and following along and enjoying this book. Hopefully you did. I know that I did. It does follow with some of the teachings in the Christ letters. So like I said in my previous video, if you're interested in learning more about the story of Jesus, the person of Jesus, and some different interpretations of his teachings, which in the Christ letters, he says he's clarifying because there's a lot of misinformation put out there, misinterpretations put out there in the Bible and throughout various religions. If you're interested in learning these things, not necessarily saying that you don't believe what you believe, but it's always nice to have another aspect of looking at things in order to really think on things and enlighten ourselves and grow and decide what it is that makes sense to us and what it is that doesn't, and what we may want to hold and what we may want to let go of as far as a belief. So until I see you again for our next Let's Read, take care of yourselves, take care of those around you. I love you all very much. And of course, as always, I will make a short and put it out there with our next book so you know what will be coming soon. Until I see you again, take care. Bye-bye.